chill-seeking nostrils. Welcome to the ASMR nose. I'm your host, Dr. Magnifiscent. Oh yeah. I hope you're all feeling relaxed and at peace with the world. Cause today we're going to be reviewing by the House of Mancera, Cedrat Boise. Intense! Wake up, nostrils! We can't be all zenned out and relaxed today. Not when we're reviewing a fragrance with the word intense in the name. Yes, well actually it's called Intense Cedrat Boise. My bad. So that means we gotta pump up the energy. We gotta get crazy. We gotta crank up the intensity. Yes, I was very excited when Mancera announced an intense version of Cedrat Boise. And I've smelled the original Cedrat Boise. The thing I really gleaned from it and have heard from several other people is that it's a really great and better performing alternative to Creed Aventus. Another Creed Aventus alternative. There's not enough of those in the world. And although the original Cedrat Boise Eau de Parfum greatly outperforms its muse, I decided to bypass the original and just go for the intense version, considering it's an extrait de parfum. Because Cedrat Boise has been a fragrance on my radar for quite some time. I just never really felt the urgency to get it because I was just so happy with Hacivat by Nishane. So not only do I want to compare the intense version to what I remember of the original CB, we're also going to stack it up against Aventus and Hacivat today. Little bit of a three-way battle. Comes in the same Mancera box, just a very simple, long and tall rectangle. And I'm betting it comes in a little gold pouch, which they usually do. And oh, it's a silver one. We got a silver pouch today. Okay, felt the heat off that one. Yeah, it's a cute little silver pouch. Actually pretty nice to have for travel. You can stick the bottle in the pouch, put the pouch in your bag, take it with you. Let's slide it out. Oh! And also, I like that it has kind of a space gray colored metal cap on there. And I believe it is, no, I think it's plastic. Oh well. And now, luckily, they are doing magnetic caps, which is nice because I've said this many times, but when I first opened Red Tobacco, I broke it because I yanked on it, and I guess the external cap separated from the internal cap, so I gotta pop this off, and I gotta twist this guy off, and then I get to the atomizer. A little bit of a process, but oh well, it's fine. I still love their presentation. It's just a simple, sleek bottle, simple label on the front. Got a design on the top. I believe that is their logo. What do you say we diagnose? The doctor is now in. There it goes. Okay, in the air, it's giving me a little more spice than the original, if memory serves. Oh, it is a little more intense, at least in the open. Is giving me a little bit of Aventus. I don't feel like I smell much pineapple in here. I would imagine that there is, considering it seems to be inspired by Aventus. Seems really non-existent, actually. If there is any pineapple in here, it's definitely not a juicy, fruity pineapple. Maybe like a really dry pineapple, like a dehydrated pineapple. You know, those little dried pineapple rings? No, that wouldn't make sense because it's not very sweet either. Well, I guess we'll find out when we look up the notes later. Overall though, yeah, it just smells much more distinguished than Aventus, but not too terribly similar to Aventus. In fact, since I just applied that, why don't we just dive straight into comparing it directly. And might as well apply Hacivat while we're at it. Let them all settle in a bit. Give me a second. Remember when people used to do that? The old Ali G thing? Remember that? I'm old. All right, now that these settled in, let's just compare Cedrat Boise Intense to Aventus right off the bat. Yeah. I can see where people find the similarity, but up close, there are a lot of differences. Obviously, being an extrait, Cedrat Boise Intense has more, well, intensity, duh. Also has more depth, more character. Yeah, Aventus, look, I love Aventus. I ain't knocking Aventus. Don't chew me up in the comments. Settle down. Calm down. Let's go back to that Zen headspace, shall we? I do like Aventus. I don't know how ASMR people do that. That hurts. Anyway, Aventus, I do love. I will always love it, always respect it. But yeah, I have to say that Intense Cedrat Boise does seem like a bit of an upgrade. It seems to be a bit of a throwback to the way Aventus used to smell. I've never smelled a vintage batch, but a lot of people tell me it was heavier on the oak moss, heavier on the birch. Now let's see how this guy stacks up to Hacivat, because I love Hacivat and I feel like it'll be tough to beat. Oh God, yeah. All right, yeah, at least in the open, so far Hacivat is winning. I'm more familiar with Hacivat since I've owned it longer. It's also been sitting in the bottle and macerating over the last few years. Macerating. Sorry, I am a child. This has so much more depth to it. I don't know what the key difference is between this and those other two, but I imagine we'll find out when we look up the notes. In fact, why don't we just do that now? I think I've given enough of a first impression. All right, intense Cedrat Boise. What? Oh my, what? Huh? I don't see pineapple listed at all. That's funny because I didn't really smell it, but I figured it would have been tucked in there, but I guess not. All right. Head notes for intense Cedrat Boise: Sicilian citrus fruits, probably lemon and bergamot, black currant, and hot spices. Oh, okay. That's where the spiciness comes from, I suppose. From spices, that would make sense, wouldn't it? I thought it had a little bit of a spice to it. That's really cool. In the heart notes, we have patchouli, leather, jasmine, white sandalwood, and Cambodian oud. Ah, a little touch of oud in there. I wonder if that will come more into play as it dries down. And then for the base notes, we have white musk, vanilla pods, wild oak moss, and amber gray. Amber gray. What is that? Is it ambergris? I'm assuming that's ambergris. And just for fun, let's compare notes between Cedrat Boise Intense and Aventus real quick. Okay, yeah, it's got a lot of similar notes. The citrus, the black currant, patchouli, jasmine, oak moss. Only key differences I see between Aventus and Cedrat Boise: they substitute birch for sandalwood. It doesn't have pineapple. They add some leather. And the Intense version also adds a touch of oud, as well as hot spices, as they call it. So yeah, it's spicier, a little more full-bodied. Hacivat, however, is just wow. Hacivat actually does contain pineapple and a little bit of grapefruit. I see patchouli, jasmine, oak moss. I guess one of the key differences for Hacivat would be replacing birch or sandalwood in Cedrat Boise's case for cedar. And maybe that's what I like so much about this. Maybe it's that aromatic cedar wood that's just so magical in this blend. Intense Cedrat Boise, though, I mean, this is an all-star in its own right. I'm actually really loving both of these for their own special thing. So why don't we take our little intermission? I'm gonna step away, let them all mingle and work their magic. I'll come back with a full report of Intense Cedrat Boise, and we will claim a winner. Don't go anywhere! All right, we are back. I really wanted to give it a good long time. I have to say, both of these are certified beasts. Aventus, though! Come on. Yep. That's gone.
And it's gone.
Yep, it's gone, baby. It's long gone. These two have left Aventus in the dust, which I knew was going to happen. Considering the extrait concentration probably doesn't project as much. But due to the bright, lively, vibrant nature of the blend, like, you can still get it from a fair distance. Like, you put this on, it's gonna last you all night and people will notice it. And when it comes to development, it really just deepens up as it dries down. I am getting more of the leather and I am getting a touch of that oud now. And the woods and the oak moss are just really taking over. They seem to be the star players in this guy. So yeah, after waiting so long to finally acquire Cedrat Boise, I'm really glad that I waited for the Intense version, because I do dig it a little bit more, but I have come to this conclusion. If you already own the original Cedrat Boise Eau de Parfum, it's probably not necessary for you to also own the Intense. Unless you really love this scent DNA, if this is your signature scent and you're looking for a even stronger, more beastly version, then it's fantastic. And also, Mancera has really good prices. I mean, especially for what you get, the quality of the juice, and compared to a lot of other niche brands. Does it top Aventus, though? I mean, that's kind of a stretch, because again, I do just greatly respect the original scent, and I will always want to have it, but it's so expensive. If you're not precious about owning the original king, then this is one of the absolute greatest alternatives out there. Only remaining question is, does it top Hacivat? Man, that's a tough call. Like, I really like them both in their own way. I think if I had a gun to my head and I had to choose one over the other, Sophie's Choice style, oh god, that movie was depressing, then I would probably pick Hacivat, just because I'm a massive, massive fan of Nishane. I'm also a huge fan of Mancera, but Nishane just kind of like, you know, emotionally mingles with my soul, maybe just a touch more. They also are very similar in price, so I would say before you decide on Intense Cedrat Boise or just Cedrat Boise in general, and Hacivat. I would just say try them both and see what you think. So here's my final thoughts. It's a killer alternative to Aventus, a real contender for Hacivat, absolutely incredible beastly performance, super strong longevity, has a little more depth and complexity than Aventus, and not too expensive. That's what we love about Mancera. So be sure to subscribe on your way out so you don't miss any of my future relaxing content. Give us a like, ring the bell if you could, please. Share me with your pheromone challenge friends and family. Blast me out onto your socials and leave me a comment. Give me your thoughts on Intense Cedrat Boise or the original Cedrat Boise, or how it stacks up to Aventus or Hacivat or any other Aventus knockoff out there. Do you have a favorite from Mancera? Just share with me all of those fantastic thoughts of yours. But now, it's time to resume my meditation. See you next time, my nostrils. Stay smelly. The doctor is out. Breathe. Breathe.
Oh, Mr. Marsh, don't worry. We can just transfer money from your account into a portfolio with your son, and it's gone!